soul to the bottle. Still none of my friends have left me yet. I'm the same man I was since the age of 13, and I've lived my life with no regrets. If you're looking for some freedom, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum. If you're looking for rhyme or reason, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum.
Oh, wow. We're live. It's 10 Drink Minimum. It's the last party of the weekend. Welcome, everyone, to the show. Holly Ann is here.
Hello.
Man, I'm all doing this blind. Let's see. James is here.
Hi, everyone.
And author of, let's see if I can get this. I had it pulled up and now I can't see it. Author of the book Recipe for Time Travel in Case We Lose Each Other, Kristian Macaron.
Hello.
Did I say that right?
Yes.
All right. Yes. Welcome. Oh, Will Fitzpatrick is already in the chat.
Oh, hello, William.
Yeah, he says hello. I'm going to pull Smiley out of my frame. Come on, man.
Hey.
I hope you have a Shirley Temple, Will.
Yeah. How's everyone doing today?
I'm good.
Yeah. I want to say it's a happy weekend. The Montucky cold snack drought is over.
Yay.
Yes, we have a cold snack. We have the seltzer. We have the seltzer in hand. Like, I knew it existed. I love how they put the cold snack and they cross it out and they put seltzer in there.
Yeah.
So I hope everyone is jealous of what we have.
They should be.
Did you guys see the social media post where I had the two 12 packs on my shoulder, like up there, like
I did.
flexing them? Yeah.
I was like, wow, Chris is really working out today.
I was like, I'm working out those cans. Here was the funny part about it, right? I just so happened to be downtown. I don't even know what I was doing. I was eating lunch, and I just swung in to get like a Arizona tea, and they're like, man, we hit the motherload today, and they had all of the cases stacked up, right? So how many beers are in a case of beer?
24?
24.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll take a 12-pack of the seltzer and then 2 cases of the beer. So they bring up 2 12-packs. And I was like, no, I need 2 more. I need 2 cases. And they're like, oh, what do you mean? I was like, a case of beer is 24. And I had to explain it to the people at the liquor store.
That's disappointing.
That's a little strange, yeah.
Yeah. So they're like, you want 4 12-packs? I was like, that would be 2 cases.
Yes.
I mean, that's what,
Maybe you should start using the term rack, and then they would understand.
And that's a 30
I know,
something or
but
other. I don't know. I don't know what the kids are calling it these days, but so Kristian, welcome to the show.
Thank
so
you.
we met, how many years ago was it?
It was several years ago. It was like 2017, maybe.
You think so? Yeah, it was. Yeah, you were working for Brewers Crew, the magazine, or you were like
Yes.
freelancing maybe for them. I don't know.
I was writing for them, yes, as one of their staff writers.
Okay, and you interviewed me for like some, like they would do, like all those magazines are like ad, 1 column, ad. And so I was like one of the columns one day. I was like, yes. I was one quarter of a page, and that was pretty cool. That and we met at the time it was Dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
And you were probably
Just
like
kidding.
this guy, and I feel really bad because I feel like I was super probably arrogant in that interview. I felt like,
No, I don't think you were.
okay, good.
It was a fun interview.
So now you've come out with your own book of poetry.
Yes.
So what is it? How did it come about? Like all the questions.
So my book of poetry is a recipe for time travel in case we lose each other.
Okay.
And it is a collection of poems that I've been working on since about between 2015 and now. So
Okay.
the first poem in the book was in 2015, and the most recent was in January
Oh,
this
wow.
year.
Wow.
So
Wow. So it was like last minute.
yeah,
They're like,
it actually kind of was.
Your publisher's like, we need more.
It's like, we need one more. So I had to figure that out. It was really fun. And it actually fit. Like, it was nice to have a chance to sort of wrap up the book with one more story.
Oh, wow.
But it's a collection of poems that are more like they're like speculative naturalist poems. Like I write a lot about time travel, deep time, volcanoes,
Oh wow.
and there's some science fiction nods in there also.
Okay.
So it was fun to write, and it was it started out writing about volcanoes, and it morphed into something very entirely different.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's cool.
So did this was this a did you set out, you're like, I'm going to write a bunch of poems and put them in a book and publish it? Or was it just like, you just, I like poetry. You're like, I feel like writing a poem because this is how I feel today. And they just kept accumulating. And you're like, well, I should put these together in a book.
Kind of. I did start like intentionally writing some of these poems because I wanted to learn more about geology, and I wanted to learn about volcanoes, and not just the like really beautiful pictures of them that happen, but also like sort of the areas of disaster that they affect, and the people they affect, and the legends that are associated, and like how they've been happening. They happen now, but they've also been happening since like creation started. Right. So I started writing just to learn, and so I chose I made a list of like volcanoes I wanted to read about, and I started looking at those and learning about those, and then I realized well, I'm not really writing about volcanoes anymore. I'm writing about other things too. So I started writing about like deep time and space and monsters, and it just turned into something very different.
All the stuff that no one cares about nowadays. Like nobody watches anything about monsters or space anymore.
I know nothing.
I did spend the entire weekend watching Doctor Who.
That is what it sounds like, right? I know that is one thing I like. I was like, when I read the title, I was like, this sounds like very Doctor Who-ish. Like, are you a big sci-fi fan?
I am a big sci-fi fan.
What's your favorite stuff?
Oh, that's a big question.
Yeah. Wow, Chris. Loaded question there.
Well, I mean, some people are big Doctor Who fans. Some people love Star Trek. Some people like Star Wars. And some people like it all.
I like it all.
I like most of it. I love Star Wars, and I like Doctor Who too.
There's a name for people like that.
Oh yeah.
I know.
No, I'm just kidding. I love all those things. I don't like Doctor Who. I've never been a fan of Doctor Who.
I think I would really like it, but I'm overwhelmed by the prospect of starting it because there's like a million seasons of it.
Yeah, that is kind of hard.
And then every time I ask somebody who's a fan, I get different advice of where to start, because I guess it depends like who their favorite doctor is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they all use the sonic screwdriver or whatever it's called?
There you go. Yeah, they do.
Okay.
Start off anywhere with that one.
I don't even know. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Let's just say that. I'm more of a Star Trek person than a Star Wars.
I like both equally. I'm a weirdo.
Yeah. There's gonna be some people out there that are like, that's not possible.
It is possible. It is.
I don't know. So do you go like to conventions and stuff?
I've never been to a convention, and it is one of my lifelong dreams.
Which convention do you want to go to?
Oh, probably the Star Wars one.
So I went to. I kind of was on the outskirts of the Star Trek one, and we were like, I was just in Vegas at the time, and it's in Vegas, and it's I can't ever think of the name of that casino. It's not Bellagio. It's the one that's multiple towers, and there's like tunnels that connect them. Anyway. We go, and my friend is like, yeah, there's the Klingon karaoke going on.
Wow.
And I'll tell you this, that was, I didn't pay for a ticket, but I would have paid for a ticket to get into that. So you go in, and I mean, there's easily 200-300 people in this room, and about 60% are in costume. And there are people on stage dressed as Klingons singing Journey in Klingon.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there like watching this, and I'm drinking beers, and I leaned over to my friend. I was like, "This is crazy, right?" And he goes, "You're telling me?" He's like, "I dropped acid before this," and I'm just like, "Wow, that was really a crazy idea to do that." So,
or a great idea.
Yeah, but they had which Star Trek are you a fan of? Like the old, the new, Next Generation, or the newer stuff?
I like Next Generation.
Okay, so they had at the casino, as you're walking down the hallway, they had the Borg pods.
Wow.
And you could get up in the Borg pods and take pictures.
Oh,
and
nice.
I was like, that's pretty amazing.
I'm jealous that you got to.
I just nerded myself.
Yeah, okay,
So,
good.
but
Because
that
I was
was
gonna
pretty
say this has to be equal, Chris.
Yeah. Next Gen and Deep Space Nine all day. Nobody likes Deep Throat 9. You guys stop lying. Just kidding. People do like it. I don't.
I love it. I love all of it.
I need to rewatch it because like I never liked it whenever it was out.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Too much political intrigue in it.
Too much
Eyebrows?
drama.
Sorry.
I need more holodecks and.
They have a wormhole. They have a freaking wormhole.
I guess so.
How do you not enjoy that?
So, so what's your background like? I mean, it's definitely journalism, correct? Like, did you go to college for English? Like, did you major in English?
I did major in English. I majored in creative writing, actually, not journalism. But I've done. I've worked in journalism for a few different magazines, and the Brewers Crew was one, and then I worked for an arts magazine in Santa Fe for a little while, also.
Yeah.
But my background is mostly in like writing fiction and poetry, and then I've taught English composition for a while at UNM Valencia.
Oh, wow.
Well,
So is this your first published book, or is this one of multiple?
This is my first full-length collection. I published a short chapbook in 2015 with Swimming with Elephants Press. And that was a collection of 5 poems about hurricanes. And that was my very first book.
How can someone from New Mexico write poetry about hurricanes?
That's exactly why I wrote it. Because I went to a master's program in Massachusetts.
Oh, okay.
And so that was one of the things that I sort of like, when I moved back here, that was like kind of what it triggered my writing a lot. I was like, okay, I'm writing about the weather because it's like one of the first most noticeable things when you move, and then when you move back. But it was like that I was trying to tell some stories about my life and what was coming. Sort of how I was able to shape those was to think like, okay, well, this year was this storm, and the next year was this storm, and the third year was this storm. And it turns out there was like 5 years and 5 storms. And
Jeez.
so
I don't know if people live like that. Sounds like a hellish landscape.
I know,
right? No, I'm just kidding. You're all. They really like lobster.
I did write about fishing for cod in one of the poems. In that book.
So when you got this published, is this like self-published? Do you have a publisher? This
is through this amazing press in Boston or outside of Boston called Game Over Books, and I found them. I found them on some writing websites, and I looked at their work, and they publish a lot of really fantastic writers and like really cool experimental and like themes. Like they have some like that are just like experimental poetry, and then there's also some really, really amazing like voices that that just should be amplified, and they give those writers a lot of priority. And I was really happy to find them. They also really they wrote on their mission that they want to read about like video games and science fiction, and that's like what I was like, oh, this is great for me.
That's perfect, right?
So,
how did you feel when you opened that first box of
it
books?
was amazing. It was like I didn't get to see them until like a couple of days before the book came out, and it's just, I knew it was going to be beautiful. The artist Mar Sprague did an incredible work on the cover, but just to see it in person was just like, it was fun.
I can't imagine that, where like the box comes, it's out on the porch, and you're like, you like drive up and you see it, or you go out there and you're like, my books. It's like something you made, something you created.
Way more exciting than my Amazon packages.
Right. Those are exciting too, though.
I don't know. I have a baby, so a lot of my Amazon packages are like air fresheners for a diaper pail.
Oh, that's fair.
It's way more exciting.
It's not a box of books that you wrote.
No, definitely never had that experience. Hopefully someday, though.
It's nice.
Is it nice?
It is.
Are you published?
Yeah, I was a board member in a nonprofit. We made language materials all the time. I remember the first one I did illustration in.
Of course.
Well, the first time I was published, I was 8. It was for poetry.
Wow.
You guys don't ask much questions about me.
We don't.
We asked a lot of questions, but
You know, you just give us tidbits here and there.
yeah.
Anyway,
Only when it's topical.
so where are they distributing it to? Are they putting it in bookstores or?
It will be in some bookstores. It is mostly distributed through the press right now. So it's available through their website. So not very many places other than that. I have a list. They have a list on their website of bookstores they distribute to.
When
Awesome.
when will people people be able to go like on Amazon and buy it?
They're not going to put it on Amazon.
Ooh,
So-
controversy.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
So-
that's fine. Yeah, I mean they did start out with books. I mean, it's weird
Yeah.
that happened, right?
but Amazon kind of.
Are they did they do something else besides books now? I'll have to look into it. I've just that's so is there like plans of like you gonna do like a book tour or?
Well, because of a pandemic, I don't know that I'm going to do a very large.
That's over. I'm just
tour.
kidding. It's not.
It's not.
I'm just kidding.
But I'm trying to do a lot of like virtual events and some in person, close to home.
Okay.
Maybe this summer we'll open
Are
up
you
a
gonna
little bit more.
you gonna go into like do readings in a store like?
That would be fun. A lot
Yeah.
of bookstores are still not doing in-person events.
Really?
So
Yeah.
just
Well, you could do a Zoom one. I saw some Zoom stuff like that over the pandemic.
Yeah.
They would go to a bookstore and like Zoom it to people.
Mhm.
I mean, it was kind of interesting. Do you want to read a poem on there?
Sure.
Yeah. Which one are you going to read? And tell us everything about it.
So the first poem I will read is.
We don't have to read. I don't want you to give the book away for free. People are like just listening to the show, so they don't have to buy it.
I think it's really hot.
That's what I would do.
All right. Well, would you like a poem about time travel or volcanoes?
Time travel.
Okay.
This is a first on Tin Drink Minimum. A published author is reading their work on the air.
This poem is called Pulse. If there is a mirror to time, it is a garden of futures unfurling to this, whatever this certainty is, and I imagine looking ahead of me into this shimmer, looking out of a tower of comet dust, to tell you something unstar-crossed, and that the center of the Milky Way tastes like raspberries, and that is why I loved once and live still. If there is a mirror to time, I can imagine that I see my past before me, and before me, my father, a small child at a lake in the middle of a prairie that will one day be an ocean, and he is learning now to one day be my father, and he's putting fossils back into earth and pouring fish back into rivers, and already learning how to love me even though I live in time behind him, and he is looking forward at his father who is forging his own fortitude, a small child pouring fish back into rivers, and his grandfather walking in those mountains for the first time, small and pouring fish back into rivers. And even if there is a mirror to time, a river of matter, we cannot fathom it the way it also cannot measure the moments. My father has felt the mountains around him and thought, God is here, and how he gave that love to me before he gave that love to me, and how we both learned that life is exquisite and time endless, and you should see the ruins in space, and how they cannot crumble, not unlike a pulse, how they flower.
Oh, wow. That's pretty awesome.
Thank you.
That was
So,
amazing.
who are your like influences?
For poetry, I do read a lot of poetry. The poet that made me first want to write poetry is Joy Harjo, who's their National Poet Laureate now.
Okay.
Right.
I love everything that she writes, and it's like phenomenal just to hear her read and speak about writing. I also love like writers like Ray Bradbury, who are just very like lyrical and like very like unique in how he's very unique in how he deals with time and how he like structures story, and a lot of times it's, you know, it jumps back and forth, and there's a lot of discussion of impact in his work, and I think that is probably why I'm drawn to that. Also, there's a lot of other poets who I enjoy, but they're I think those are the top two that I'm...
Okay. That's interesting. Yeah, I remember when I moved here, there seemed to be a lot bigger like poetry scene than maybe there is now.
Mhm.
And I mean, and that was even pre-pandemic, because like you said, the poet laureate. I mean, we have is it Albuquerque or is it New Mexico that has one?
We have two. We have
Okay.
one for Albuquerque is Mary Wishi, and Levi Romero is the state poet laureate.
How do you like attain that? Like, it's a year-long like role,
Right.
so how does someone, like, do they do like you submit like poems, or
They have a committee that will every few years or however long the cycle is will review applications and like published materials and book materials, but it's also very community driven. So the poets who are chosen are poets who do a lot to give back to the community and create events where they're elevating like the voices of artists around the community and making safe spaces for people to come and hear art or complete art.
Wow, that's amazing.
yeah. And like I remember like when there used to be a huge like spoken word. Has that like gone? Is that like gone, or is that like something that just goes through phases where it comes back?
I think it's a kind of a thing that goes through phases. There still is a very large poetry and writing community. The events, obviously, because of pandemic, have slowed down.
Yeah.
It's a lot more virtual stuff that's happening, but it's still very live, and that's really exciting.
Do you like to read your poetry live?
I do like to read it live. I'm not a slam poet, though.
Oh, yeah.
I have done that before, and it's very fun. But it's I find that like some of the things that I write are more page driven or less competitive.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't like doing comedy roasts either for the same reason. I don't find it fun. But that's awesome.
That's interesting, because you're like, I want to roast you. That's what you told me.
Well, no, I just roast you every day, like everyday life.
Dang. Burns, sick burns.
You're just so roastable.
Yeah,
Chris.
I am. I mean, I throw softballs up there.
Yeah, but you also you're fun to roast because you're not mean.
So I was with the Monsoon Music House guys on Friday. They were doing this like crazy live podcast out during the art walk while people walk by, and they were trying to sell stuff too. And one of the guys was like, he's like, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" And the one kid goes, "Your mom," and just kept walking. And I was like, everybody was like, "Oh," and I was like, "Yeah, you kind of threw that up in the air."
Yeah, you kind of opened that door. You just walked right through it.
He blasted it right out of the park. But yeah, that was an interesting thing. But
oh damn, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I knew there was something I was supposed to be doing, not just binge watching Doctor Who.
Are we supposed to go do that?
No.
Oh, okay.
You didn't have to. I showed up. Like, the art walk kind of was pretty dead, you know. And I was gonna say this to the second hour, but like, I have figured out. You know, Albuquerque people are pretty tough. Yeah. I know the weakness. And definitely know our weakness.
Yeah.
It's called weather.
It is weather. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. It's like, you want to go outside and fight? Fuck yeah, I want to go. Look out the window. There's wind. No, I don't think I'm gonna.
You want Mario Kart instead?
Yeah, there's like rain or wind, rain. Snow probably. We'll probably go out and fight in the snow. But like, if it's windy, we're not doing nothing.
Yeah, as a bartender, you always kind of knew you weren't going to make a lot of tips if it was raining or it was windy. And as a comedian, I'm like, oh, tonight's going to be real light.
Yeah, that's our weakness.
Yep.
We just can't handle it.
It's our kryptonite.
It's true. You walk outside. I mean, well, it looks sunny every day. You're like, that could be anything. You walk outside and you're all, nah.
Not today.
Guess I'm doing errands tomorrow.
Yeah. I could
maybe
do
next
those.
week, whenever this goes away. This is. Whatever this is.
I could eat ramen for another couple days.
Yeah, it's not important.
Yeah,
my cat's still got some wet food hidden somewhere.
Yeah, I'll just feed him the old meat that's in the fridge.
Yeah, the lunch meat that I'm gonna throw away anyway. That's
right. That's our weakness. We just don't like that weather. We're like,
oh darn,
nope. So our walk was pretty dead.
Yeah,
because it was windy. Because it's March.
Also, the March winds always make my allergies terrible. Like, I'm all congested right now because... And now is not the time to be sneezy and coughy in public people,
No.
don't
Yeah,
like that.
I feel like it's getting better on that. There was an incident this morning. Our friend, or enemy of the show, Dandy Fleming,
Oh,
was trying to get on an airplane here, and someone refused to wear their masks, so they removed everyone from the airplane as they drug the person out of the plane.
Oh wow.
So yeah.
over a piece of fabric.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
So what's the goal with this book? Are you gonna rake in the millions? Or are you gonna be like the rich poetry lady that lives in the house on the hill?
Oh, probably not. But my goal is just to. I mean, I think that I am really proud of the little stories that I wrote, and I think that there should be more poems about time travel and science fiction monsters, and so I just hope that it finds the people that like want those poems.
Right. And I mean, I feel like this is something you'd want to get into like school libraries and like.
I would love that. Yes.
Yeah. Well, libraries, like I was sitting there talking to somebody. Was it you, James, who said to me like, we have to support libraries because that's like one of the only places you can do something for free.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
You don't have to spend money.
Doesn't sound like something I'd say, but sure, why not?
I don't know, something.
But also they like support
I'm a big fan of
children.
libraries.
I love libraries.
Yeah.
We also have to support libraries because they give children who don't have money like the ability to read books.
Oh wow.
It's important.
And
Yeah.
homeless people to go on a day when it's really windy and shitty out.
Also
Oh,
that.
well.
We also had my friend's mom's funeral at the library
What?
downtown.
How did what?
Yeah.
They do that at the library?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I'm gonna have to talk to
You
somebody.
have to
about
like
that.
give a donation, but yeah. She liked the library when she was drunk.
It's
Which
fun to
was
go to,
always.
That's cool though. I mean,
That's,
I'm sure the people there loved it when she was there drunk, probably, but they're like, oh, crap.
I wasn't expecting that comment.
Yeah.
We didn't really enjoy her when she was drunk. I don't know about strangers though.
You're all get your ass out of the house and go to the library. And she's like, it's windy out. You're like, yeah, dang it.
Fine, we'll drive you.
Fine, we'll drive you to the library. That's awesome. So, like, so are you going to take some time off from writing, or is this so you can like let this soak in, or are you just like right back to it?
I have some other projects that I'm working on. One is a like short fiction collection that is a bunch like it's a collection of linked cozy apocalypse stories that I started.
Oh wow! I mean, we kind of I can see where that came from. You're like,
I actually started it before COVID.
Oh, really?
But yeah, I'm sure it'll be very different now.
I mean, 'cause, we have COVID, and then we're like, oh, we're kind of coming out of that. Oh, cool! There could be like a nuclear war. Sweet.
Awesome. World War III.
At least we don't have to, go like back in the house for a while or ever again. If that happens, we're just dead. Sweet. So
That
Bomb
was
shelters?
really.
is that a thing?
Yeah, I actually just saw a TikTok from a lady in Ukraine who's like, "See my day in a bomb shelter."
Okay, but she's got one. But I mean,
She
I
has
don't.
one.
I wouldn't know where to go if the bombs start dropping. I guess the library.
Yeah, and then you can have your funeral there.
Then I can have my funeral there.
They also are very tolerant if you're drunk, I guess.
Mhm.
She had a whole group of friends there. It was a
Callbacks. Yeah.
Like I said, I mean, I was homeless for a while. That's where you went, the library.
Wow.
What do you got? I'm going to read some books. Look, I got a card.
So are these kind of like apocalypses in like Mad Max or?
No, but I was
Oh.
thinking like that's sort of what I started writing for. I was watching a lot of movies like Mad Max and Walking Dead and thinking
Okay.
that like I started noticing like, oh, that's a really nice new shirt that character got. I hope they got to go and pick it out. And then I thought about like, oh, it would be really fun to write about, some like what are the missing things what are the things that we would miss most if
Right.
we were stuck in the Walking Dead situation and didn't,
Toilet paper.
toilet paper.
I think.
I think chapstick is what I would miss.
Chapstick.
Okay. Lotion probably.
Lotion.
I feel like the Mad Max movies are just how Australia just really is every day. That's
No,
just the
yeah.
world there. They apparently don't have gasoline, whatever that is. Give us the gasoline. and they just shoot each other. Is Australia different from that?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think so either. They just scream out "Fosters" and shoot.
My favorite.
Remind me again how we keep our Australian audience.
We don't. They are not around anymore.
My favorite dystopian or like apocalyptic thing. Have you ever seen Turbo Kid?
I
Mm.
haven't.
Oh,
He's
you
on the
gotta watch
motorcycle,
Turbo Kid.
yeah.
I
Oh, yeah.
fucking love Turbo Kid.
Yeah.
Forgot about that one.
It pays homage to
Yeah.
like a lot of movies.
Well, I watched a lot of those movies growing up, like the Mad Max films, of
Right.
course.
Mhm.
And then there was I can't think of the name of it, but what's her name from 16 Candles? Molly Ringwald was in one.
Oh,
And what was that
what
called?
movie is that?
It was kind of a sci-fi dystopian
Yeah.
movie. And then anything like that I would watch. What was the one with Jean-Claude Van Damme where he was about androids?
Oh, you know what? We just watched that,
Oh.
and I can't remember what it's called.
Universal Soldier.
No.
Oh.
I don't.
God.
We watched different dystopian movies apparently growing up. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember like 12 Monkeys in Brazil.
Well, 12 Monkeys was
Monkeys.
like pre-dystopian. I don't know. Well, kind of both, I guess.
Craig Buchanan just said cyborg.
Cyborg.
Cyborg, yeah.
He got it. See, you saw it.
Oh, Bucanicon, I forgot about that.
What is that?
That's a sci-fi fest that happens here in New Mexico
Oh, I didn't know about that.
because we have the bubonic plague.
Oh,
So that's Bubonicon.
I like that.
I see.
I want to go to that now.
So, what kind of like dystopian movies have you watched? You clearly like The Walking Dead, apparently.
That's one I've watched most recently.
And it's like the final season?
I haven't seen any of the final season.
No, it is the final season.
It
I
is the
know.
final season. It's coming
Yeah.
out right now on AMC.
One of my friends is on that show. So,
Is it not? It's not me.
no.
Oh,
Yeah. Do you watch it? Walking Dead?
Yes.
Do you know who Ross Marquand is?
Yes.
He and I are buddies.
Cool.
Yeah. I got to hang out with him at Founders. And he hit me up. He's like, let's go to Founders. I was like, yeah, all right.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That's the first time I've said that on because I couldn't tell people like whenever it first happened. But so that I only watched the first season, so I'm like terribly bad about it.
that's probably why he's really good friends with you, because you're not like
All about it.
annoying about
Yeah.
it.
Oh yeah.
I would be really annoying. About
I didn't realize how many people watch that show still.
I gave up on it.
Do you know how many people watch that show?
A lot.
15 million.
Yeah.
Like think about that. Like 15 million when TV was at like I Love Lucy at its peak was like 50 million people, but
Yeah.
that was 3 channels,
Yeah.
right? Like now, if your TV show gets like 1 to 2 million, that's good. You know,
Right.
like you'll probably get picked up again. And then now it's like you have Walking Dead's 15 million on cable.
I had to tap out of Walking Dead.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it lasted longer than the relationship
like-
it was built on.
I was like, just keep walking.
Yeah, like, aren't they tired?
To be honest, I watched the first like 2 seasons and then I stopped for a decade.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
I
kinda-
finally rewatched.
I kind of gave up when when the stuff happened to Herschel, and then I like picked it back up again, and then I was kind of like, when it started going away from the
The comic book.
comics, I was like, nope.
That's about the point when I went back and started
Well-
watching the TV series. I was like, oh well, I already know what's happening, and
Yeah.
I have the clip notes here. from
Maybe
the
I should
comics.
go back.
What
and,
are they doing in the
see.
TV series?
Well, when they
now?
went away from the comics, though, at least they still like it wasn't like they went against the like writers.
No, they didn't go against it. I think I was
He-
just kind of like,
he was part of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
You were happy, like already kind of knowing what was going to happen.
yeah. I was
Because
just,
I was like that too. I was like, oh,
I think
have to pay
I
attention.
think the problem was that I binged it, and that I just kind of got like worn. It's a show that you could get worn out on if you watch it constantly. You know.
See, I used to watch that show like every week with my girlfriend, and what
Yeah.
happened is the show outlasted the relationship, and I was like,
Oh.
I'm kind of cool on the show.
That's
now.
always a tough one, right?
You know what? Now that I think about it, I kind of stopped watching it also when I got a divorce.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, now this show just reminds me of someone I don't want to think about.
yeah, that's true. That's
Fair.
very
Yeah,
fair.
it's fair.
Okay, that movie with Molly Ringwald was called Space Hunter: Adventures in the Forbidden Zone. So it's kind of a sci-fi movie, but it's like kind of dystopian as well, because like there's kind of Mad Max elements as well.
I've never
But-
even heard of that.
Yeah, it was good. I like when I was a kid. If it was sci-fi, I watched it. You know, like what kind of stuff did you watch besides Walking Dead?
For like dystopian.
Mm. Or sci-fi that's not like, the mainstream whatnot.
Well, I watched. I love The Thing.
Oh man, which one?
The John Carpenter.
The Kurt Russell
first
one. The dog.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I love that one. I watched the new Blade Runner. I really like, and the Terminators.
Okay, there you go. Dystopian. The Terminators. Yeah. Like I kind of have tapped out on the Terminators though. Like I love the first one. I love the second one. The third one's kind of, but then what was the fourth one? I get them all mixed up now. But then like the newest ones that have come out, I didn't even watch those.
They stopped using numbers. It got confusing.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden,
Genesis or is it,
Right.
is it new?
all of a sudden, John Connor's a Terminator, and I was like, this is just shit now, isn't it?
I like the TV series.
I
did
like
too.
the TV series.
So did I.
I don't know why that didn't make it. I was all, this is good. I like this.
And what's her face? Like Shirley Manson was on it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, hell yeah! And I was all in. And then they're like, Fox is like, we're gonna put this on Friday where it's gonna fail. Like, thanks, Fox.
Yeah,
it was so good.
It was a very good show.
Yeah, and then what's her name went on. She played Cersei in. Why can't I think of any of the TV shows? Game of Thrones. She was the Sarah Connor, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like, that was so good.
No, the whole cast on that was great. I was like, oh, this is gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna go places.
Yeah, because Shirley Manson was a Terminator.
Right.
I was like, lead singer of Garbage is a Terminator. I don't know.
I love
Craig Buchanan says, I liked Salvation. I don't know which one that is. I don't know.
That one too.
Is that the one where like the guy was half Terminator, half human? And
Salvation, the one with Christian Bale.
Yeah,
I think they filmed it here. That's the one where Christian Bale had the onset meltdown.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, that was
my
good.
friend gets killed in that movie. Actually, a couple of my friends.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
It was filmed here.
They weren't actually in it. They just got killed on the side.
You know how it happens. It was just an Albuquerque thing.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with the filming at all.
Nothing to do with the filming at all. Anyway, but yeah, so I used to watch like all those. If it was like Mad Max style, or if it was like space, and then if it was space Mad Max, it was like totally on. I would rent those movies. My parents would just be like, "Okay, we'll rent it." We don't dumb, and I love that stuff. It could be the shittiest like quality, whatever. Have you guys watched? It just came out like last week. It's called Guardians of Justice on.
I am not.
On Netflix.
No.
I haven't yet.
No one has seen it here.
I've seen the trailers.
Okay.
And it is on my wish list.
Okay.
I wasn't up for it.
So it's right up there with like the best of the worst sci-fi shit from the 80s. And I will binge watched it and loved every moment of it.
Oh, okay.
It's like, but it's not for everybody.
Right.
So it's a mixed media. So it's live action, animated, claymation.
That's really what I
Wow.
like sold me
That's
on it. I was like, I
cool.
want to watch this just
Yeah.
to watch it.
And it's like satire against like Marvel and DC.
I love that.
Wow, that
Okay.
sounds awesome.
Yeah. And like Diamond Dallas Page is the main character. Not Hawkman. What is he called? Nighthawk.
Oh.
And Denise Richards is in it. And who else? But it's like really super cheesy. The acting is
love
very
that.
bad, and it's just amazing. Like it was
That's
so
great.
fun to watch.
We just showed a friend of ours last night Guardians of the Galaxy for the first time.
Mhm.
She had never seen it. And we were like, okay, you're in our house and you're telling us you've never seen this. We're watching it.
Right.
And we decided to let Danny, she's 5,
I think a 5-year-old
watch it for
yeah.
the first time. And we were like, okay with it. But then halfway through, she was like, I'm really scared. And we were like, okay, not ready.
What was she scared of?
She didn't like, so she doesn't like violence a lot, but I think
Oh,
what scared
good,
her
good.
was the like when they showed like little kids being like separated from their parents, or like I'm trying to think of what the scene was.
There's a bad panic scene where they almost
Yeah.
get the entire
And I
poster
think in
app blown
her
up.
mind, it was
Oh.
like kids are getting separated from their parents and things are blowing up. But then, you know, at the
And-
end, you see things kind of.
Because also the entire team's getting separated at
Yeah.
that point too.
So I think for her, in her brain, she's just not ready to
Okay.
you
And
know, which
two-
is fine.
Two of the main characters almost die in that scene.
Yeah,
too. I mean,
exactly.
I can understand this.
Yeah, and then we were watching it further. We're like, oh yeah, if that scared her, like the last two scenes of this movie would have just pushed her over the edge. So,
Still makes me cry.
all those movies.
Craig Buchanan says Red Dwarf is good English sci-fi comedy. Anyone
Red
hear
Dwarf
that?
is awesome.
I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
I've seen it for
Yeah.
sure.
I don't really watch TV. No, I'm just kidding. I watch TV all the time.
You watch a lot of stuff.
Whatever.
I want to say I have watched Red Dwarf because it's been on forever, and like
Yeah.
if you ever even
Yeah.
like vaguely been into British sci-fi, you've seen
Yeah.
Red Dwarf, but I never got into it.
My dad is really into British anything, so I watched a lot of Red Dwarf.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Lots of people, like, seriously, even my own roommate the other day was like, "Oh, I'm gonna buy this for you because you like Red Dwarf." I'm like, "No, I don't."
I mean, did anybody here watch Farscape?
Me, I love that series. I
Love
own
Farscape.
all of it.
I think
John
I've
Crichton
seen
on
some of
DVD.
it. My dad definitely has.
It's. I mean, Claudia Black, but it's an.
Not only that, Gigi Edgley.
Oh, Gigi Edge. Oh, she
Yeah.
was actually my favorite. But Farscape was such an interesting show, and one thing I thought was really dope about it was that the Jim Henson Workshop was involved.
Mhm.
So, like, did you guys ever watch it?
Aliens-
I watched some of it.
Okay.
The aliens were the best aliens.
Yes.
They were,
Yes. So the ship was an alien, and it was like alive, and so they had to have a pilot that was kind of like a
Symbiote.
I wouldn't call it symbiote. Yeah, but parasite kind of, yeah. But the pilot would like connect to the ship, and then it flew, and that was a big like puppet, and like all the. I mean, the villain was amazing.
Oh, you know what? I just
Yeah.
Googled it because I
Scorpion.
needed to be,
So
like,
Scorpius.
Scorpius is
reminded
like
what
the
it was.
best sci-fi
Yeah.
villain
Yeah.
like since Darth Vader.
And-
I know this show.
Yeah.
Yes, my
And
dad was
one of
obsessed with
one
it
of the
too.
great things about Scorpius was like part of his like essence got put into the main character John
Yeah.
Crichton, so he would like talk to him in his brain,
Yeah.
and that was some of the that was like up there with Picard and Q.
Oh,
Like,
some great
you know, I just love that.
inside banter. What's going on with Crichton? Oh,
Yeah.
he's got a Scorpius problem again.
Yeah, and like Scorpius would be in his like regular suit, but then have like a tuxedo on, and he'd be like dancing, and it was like such a weird, awesome show. But you know, did you just watch a little bit of it?
I just watched a little bit.
Interesting.
That was another show
Mhm.
that I would watch on a weekly basis. Like that came on Friday nights, which was really weird.
Right.
It came on early on Friday nights, and people were like, "Oh, hey, you know, me and my brother are like big socializers. Like people would expect us to be at events, but they're like, well, you can't invite them out on Friday nights." I'm like, why?
Farscape.
Apparently, they're watching Farscape. Really?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. They will not leave the house until that theme song comes on at the end,
Mhm.
and then you'll sing it for the rest of the evening.
I thought about rewatching it during COVID, but I didn't. You know, and then the movies because they
Mhm.
they ended the series and they didn't finish it, so then they made movies to finish it, which I thought was cool.
Oh yeah, I mean, everyone got pissed.
Yeah. Threaten
I mean,
the torch.
everyone's used to Sci-Fi Channel like shutting down production on popular things
Yeah.
before it's over, but not when it's like the most popular TV show they have, and not after
Right.
5 seasons.
Right. So do you ever get like angry and like write a poem?
Oh yeah.
You should put that book out.
I should-
Angry, the angry book of poetry. Can I have another one?
Yeah, sometimes I mean I think poetry is one of the most connected to emotions for me. So a lot of the things that I'll write in my poem are reactionary, but more of like in a way where I just need to explore like how do I feel about this, and maybe I will write about Godzilla and see where that goes.
Nice.
So it has helped me. And
So you kind of like, for lack of a better term, you're pretty nerdy.
yes,
So you play video games and whatnot.
I do.
What video games do you play?
Right now I'm playing Death Stranding and Red Dead 2.
Okay. Oh, Red Dead 2. Are you playing Red Dead 2 online or just the story?
I'm just playing the story.
The
right now.
story is insane.
It's really
like,
crazy.
Red Dead Revolver 2. I feel like Grand Theft Auto 5 gets way too much press. Red Dead Revolver 2 is such an amazing game. Like you'll be riding your horse and there's a snake
Mhm.
in the grass and it'll spook your horse and throw you off. And I don't know, like it's just
That's
random.
crazy.
It's or like you'll be riding along and your horse will get spooked and like you get off and it's a fucking cougar and it'll fucking
Oh.
attack you, like it'll hit you like that quick and you're like shit, like you know?
So I'm not
Cougars are
really
the worst.
into like video game, like mostly because I'm not good at them. I'll just tell
Yeah.
you that I get frustrated, and
Mhm.
so they're not my thing. But I always get so excited to hear about the ones that are like stories, like Red Dead Redemption
Yeah.
and stuff. Because my fiance plays FIFA, which is like a soccer game, and that's all I hear about. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was playing Red Dead 2. This is what like shocked the shit out of me. I was playing Red Dead 2 and this guy's like on the ground looking at his horse's foot or the hoof, and I'm riding over and you start talking to him and the dude looks at you and then the horse kicks him in the head and kills him and you're like, holy
What?
shit, I did not expect
Yes.
that. Yeah.
wow.
I think I ran into
Yeah,
that too.
yeah. Or you'll run into a bear and like if you try to fight, like you're worked.
Why would
Bears
you-
will murder you.
You just want to leave a bear alone, just
Yeah.
like in real life.
Like
Yeah.
in real life, you
Yeah.
just you leave them alone.
You
You
know,
don't
don't
run
let the
from
horse
them.
see it. Don't
But
let
you
the
run
horse-
into them, yeah.
You don't want to run from them. You don't want to
Yeah.
fight them. You just
And
want
then
to.
you can buy horses, but you can also find them in the wild and break them.
Oh, I don't
the-
like that.
And those are the better ones.
Well, yeah, of course that's
Yeah.
better, but also don't try and steal wild horses from the wild. Just let them be wild.
It's the old west, man. They're trying to make it accurate.
Yeah,
I
if there's like,
know.
if there's like a whole posse of people coming at you, it is easier to shoot them horses.
Yeah,
Fair,
that's true. Yeah.
fair.
Sorry about that, Mr. Horse, but they're gonna kill
It's
me.
a cool game.
Bam, bam.
So you're more of like a console player. It sounds like you have a PlayStation.
Yes.
Yeah, because Death Stranding, I think, is PlayStation only, isn't it?
I'm not sure.
Do you have a PS4 or 5?
Well, I was using somebody's PS4
Oh.
and then that moved away. So
Oh, no.
I have a PS5 now.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yes.
Upgrade.
Yes.
No. I'm excited because I have a Quest 2, a Meta Quest 2, and they've announced Grand Theft Auto San Andreas for it. So
Wow.
it's and like people are like, well, that's the old game. I'm like, yeah, but it's going to be all
Virtual reality.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'm still playing through Resident Evil 4 on
Yeah.
that thing, and it's amazing.
And somebody goes,
Wow.
great,
Just like being in Resident Evil 4.
great. Someone will
Wow.
learn how to rob a bank. I was like, yeah, because people didn't know how to do that
Yeah.
already.
My mom's ex-boyfriend just got arrested here in Albuquerque for
Is that
robbing
who
banks.
that was?
Yeah, Jason Smeltzer.
Oh, nice.
Dated my mom for a while.
Oh, lovely.
I knew someone had to know that guy. He looked familiar.
He looked familiar.
He was a trip and a half.
I'm just kidding. Poor James. That's too funny.
What? I've never been arrested for a crime.
I don't know how he got away with it.
Okay.
By the way, knowing this person,
Mhm.
I don't know how he got away with robbing banks. I don't know.
He robbed more than one?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow.
How do? Hey.
Uh-huh.
It just seems like a crazy thing to do in this day and age.
I know, like, what is
know.
this? Like the Wild
Well,
West?
yeah.
Like,
Well, thanks
this
to
is a stick up.
Everybody on the ground.
thanks to the local news, who I think may have elicited this amount. They're all like, "Well, this is the third reported unsolved bank robbery last week, and according to
Yeah.
APD, this is the 72nd this year." And I'm like, "Oh, you're just."
Wow.
And then that whole next
Like-
week, everyone's like, "We should
Oh,
go
yeah.
rob a bank."
Yeah, everybody's
Apparently,
like,
they
know
can't
what?
catch us.
Yeah, right. So, so we can wrap this up and get back to you. So, where can someone go and get this book if they want to go? Like right now, it's not available to the public. Is that what you're saying?
It is available to the public,
Okay.
but only online through the publisher.
Okay. And,
So,
yeah. Do you have that information?
gameoverbooks.com.
There you go.
And
How much is it?
it is $18.
$18. I'm just kidding. That's not.
That's
Yeah.
very reasonably priced.
It is. I'm kidding. Like, yeah, that's great though. Is that the only place I can get it right now? Like, you can't get it in any bookstores yet,
Not yet.
but they will have it on their website showing where they have it.
Yes, they have. They do have a distribution list listed on their book
Nice.
on their webpage, but I don't know where they will be.
Ah, that's exciting though.
It's exciting.
How excited are you for this?
I'm very excited.
That's good.
I didn't like. I spent the last year like not imagining that it would happen.
That's the best way to
So-
be though.
Yes.
So then when it does, you're like, yes, that really
But-
did happen.
No, it was a great experience, and I really loved the press. So,
Good. That's very awesome. So what's the book again?
Recipe for Time Travel in Case We Lose Each Other.
Nice. Very cool. Does anybody else have anything else they want to plug?
Oh, tomorrow I'm not published. I wish I was. Tomorrow night you can come see me at Founders
Mm-hmm.
for open mic comedy. If you don't see me in Founders, I'm probably in what we call the hand job room talking shit about everybody. So,
You shouldn't tell people that that's what we do.
oh no, I am very open about it because I'm not an asshole. Here's the deal. I'll, whatever.
If you're not good, you're not good.
If you're not good, I'm going to make fun of you.
That's all right. And that's fair.
And you know what? Sometimes I make fun of myself because sometimes I'm not good. So,
Yeah.
you know?
That's all fair. Smiley, do you have anything you want to promote?
Look out for me and honestly every other local actor I know on the second season of Big Sky.
Ooh.
Check it out because it is actually really weird to be like, I've seen most of these people before. They're all from here.
Interesting. That's cool. I am going to be a part of a thing called Tell ABQ, where we're actually putting our show on their platform. It's not going to be only on that platform, but I do give them a version of this show to put on their weekly, and so you can download the app Tell ABQ. The app is kind of it's a work in progress. There's also a website tellabq.com, and the cool thing about this like website and app, excuse me, is like you can find, local restaurants, you can find food trucks, you can find events that are going on. So definitely check it out, download the app, go to the website, bookmark it, and at some points, we may be live on there sometimes. I don't know. Who knows? At some point, we'll see. We'll see. But just because the Montucky shortage is over, doesn't mean run out and buy some.
Please don't.
Because that's what I'm gonna go and get mad when it's out again. Just saying. Yeah. So we're gonna take a break here and we're gonna come back for the wavy hour. I'm gonna tease something. I'm mad at the city again.
Yeah.
I'm very mad at the city. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say at that. But I don't think Kristian Macaron. Did I say that right?
Mm-hmm.
Dang, I keep. It just doesn't feel like that's the right way to say it. For coming on the show, and you're welcome to stay the second hour. We're gonna, we're gonna get wild. We're not gonna get wild, but we'll have fun the second hour. So I always enjoy it. But we definitely drink when we do the show. You should as well. But always remember,
Never get too drunk to jerk 10drinkminimum.com.
of town. Yes, I was lucky to touch the day. Oh, sweet thing has come and come again. See the feet of that visions of I sold my soul to the bottle. Still none of my friends have left me yet. I'm the same man I was since the age of 13, and I've lived my life with no regrets. If you're looking for some freedom, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum. If you're looking for rhyme or reason, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum.
Oh, we're back. We're live. It's the Billy / Wavy Hour. You're watching 10 Drink Minimum. It's the last party of the weekend. Holly Ann is back with us.
Hello.
And Smiley is here.
As always.
And author Kristian Macaron. What's your book again?
My book is Recipe for Time Travel in Case We Lose Each Other.
Yeah. It'll be in all the Walmarts soon. I'm just kidding. Now you got to get that Walmart money, right? I'm just kidding. You know, you're like, no, it'll be in bookstores.
Regular bookstores.
She's all, I'm an artist. Thank you. So it's the Wavy Hour. I'm pretty pissed right now. So yesterday, okay. So we have a problem with the cops here, right?
Duh.
You know who does their fucking job? the fucking parking enforcement.
Oh, really well.
The parking
they're
enforcement
on top of it.
will step over a dead body to put the ticket under your fucking windshield wiper. I'm shitting you not.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So
Wait,
like,
is this a thing that happened?
no. Well, I don't know. You know what? I don't know. So yesterday I get down there. I leave my car Friday night because I'd had too many drinks.
Right. You were being responsible.
And I was like, I'll ride down and get my car in the morning. 9 o'clock I get there. There's a ticket. 8. I went there one time. They put a ticket on my car at 7:58 a.m. Promote these people to cops already because they do their job too well. Okay. In the last 2 weeks, 4 people have been murdered downtown, and no one knows who did it.
Right.
But boy, they got that ticket on the car at 7:58.
Sure did.
They got their job. They did their job.
I've been saying for a long time that I thought it was really fucked up that they went back to like giving tickets on Saturdays.
Yes.
Because here's the deal. Like we have a drunk. Well, I guess we don't have as much of a drunk driving problem, but like, come on.
You're promoting it if you give people tickets.
Right. Because like,
That's
I've
what I
had
think.
friends that I've had to be like, no, just let me drive you.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out. But like people will freak out if they have to leave their car in town and would blame them because the crime is so high.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
I mean, I had someone vandalize my car twice, and like, oh, why don't you just park on the street mall? I'm not gonna get a fucking ticket.
Right.
I'd
Because
rather-
they're out there at like 7 a.m.
I'd rather have somebody like threaten me, leave threatening messages, and like break and like cut my
Yeah.
brake lines. I'm like, yeah, it's better than a ticket.
So
Right.
here's my joke for you that I'm writing for you.
Oh. Okay.
So you can stand in the comedy club and you go, so Albuquerque's so unsafe. You have a very good chance if you leave the comedy club that you could be murdered trying to get into your car. And they will step over your body to put the ticket underneath the windshield wiper, and they'll just add that to the funeral cost whenever it multiplies by 3
Right.
to your family.
Well, they'll wait until it's like, gotten
Yeah.
it's gone to collections and
Well, because here's what happens: you get the first one, it's $20.
Yeah.
And if you wait a week, then it goes to $40.
yes.
Then if you wait another week, I think it goes to $60.
Yes.
It used to go like I saw people like $120.
And then they also will give a warrant
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah. So hopefully they find your body in
Bench
the
warrant.
first week. So
They probably won't.
you can only pay $20. But so someone was murdered Friday morning, midday, like 11 o'clock,
It's insane.
middle of the day, daylight shit, right? So here's how they found him. You want to guess how they found him, Smiley?
Was it a parking enforcer?
Nope. It was the new city's gunfire triangulation sensor system. I don't. That's not the name of it.
That
But,
sounds so sci-fi, by the way.
So they have these sensors around parts of the city. So when a gun is fired, they're notified immediately.
Oh.
And they showed up on site, and there was a dead body, and that was the first time that that's happened since they've
It's
got the
not
system.
a neighborhood at all.
Yeah. So so of course they don't know. It wasn't like anyone saw it, which makes me for sure think, okay, so this is this. So we had a show a couple weeks ago
Right.
where we had
So you
the
think APD was just, trying it out to see if it worked? So they
Mhm.
just shot someone down in the street. No, haha, there he is.
wow.
It totally worked, guys. We're in.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything to that, but Smiley's a little.
It's a good theory, though.
It's a good theory. So okay.
Plausible.
So we had the show a couple weeks ago. We had the team Bulletproof on here, the
Yeah.
weightlifters. One of those guys got killed outside of Canvas nightclub.
The kid that we just had on the show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah. The guy John who actually did the shots.
Oh my God.
He
Mhm.
was in Canvas or something. The story I've been told is somebody was getting jumped, and he went to help them. And one of the guys that was one of the jumpers, he beat him up, and the guy got mad that he got beat up and went to his car and got a gun and came back and shot him. Okay, so that's the first one. Second one, they found a body shot off of First and Harris. I said that sounds like if they just like someone just walked out and there's like a shot body out there. I said that sounds like they dropped him off. Now that we know they have those sensors, for sure,
Mhm.
You know,
Right.
they shot him somewhere else and just dropped him off
No one
downtown.
gets shot on First into Harris. I've been to that
Right.
corner.
Well, dude, wait to hear the one. So then the third one was two high school students from Amy Beale got into an argument in the alley, and one shot the other one. And then the fourth
That's
one was
insane.
Saturday morning at 6th and Gold.
Yeah.
Like remember I lived on 6th and Silver,
Yeah.
one block over.
Mhm.
How does someone get
That
shot
one
in the
makes sense.
middle of the day? No one see it.
Right.
You know.
I'm
I'm like-
telling you, it's turning into Gotham.
Yeah.
Where's Batman?
I'll take notes tonight.
Turning into Gotham? I think we've been on the upward
I know.
trend here. I would
Right.
just
But it's like
describe
getting
that to other
real
people.
bad.
Yeah, but the wealthy people of Albuquerque wouldn't get up in a suit and be like,
No.
I'll save everybody. They'd just be like, there's a
always-
homeless person in my neighborhood.
Ew.
Could you kill them?
Yeah.
I often describe like what is Albuquerque like, you know, to like my friends that live in the South. I'm all, it's like Gotham City, but you know, Batman's been dead for 10 years.
Yeah.
Or retired.
Retired.
He's retired. He lives
He's just
in a-
not there, and now like well, the police don't do anything anymore.
He lives off of Paseo and Tramway. You know.
He moved to Rio Rancho, which isn't a real city.
Gross. He moved to Santa Fe. He's like, I'm out. Now he wears a lot of turquoise.
Where's Batman? He's got his long hair. He's like, nah.
It's like
He's called Val Kilmer. He lives in Santa Fe.
he wears one of those
He
like
used to be Batman.
he wears one of those like vests that look like an Indian blanket
Yeah.
kind of, but yeah,
Oh my god.
in sandals.
Sandals.
Christian's like, I don't know if I should stay around for all this. People are gonna be like, you were on that show where they were like just bad mouthing the city.
I mean,
Mhm.
I don't know. I think there's a lot of things going on
Yeah.
that I don't know. We have a police shortage, and
Yeah.
I think it's time to look at the top echelon
Mhm.
of the police department and go, I wonder why this is going so wrong.
Yeah.
I don't think it's just the. So I have a friend who is a cop,
Uh-huh.
one of the good ones, and
His name is James Eversman. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm not gonna say.
I'm
his
just
name.
kidding. But like, yeah. That was the joke.
But he was just saying that, he is really tempted to
Leave.
quit APD and go to Rio Rancho PD because
That's a rough go right there.
yeah,
That's a rough transition in life,
Ouch. It's not
That's
even
like-
going sideways.
yeah,
man.
it's not even lateral. I mean, but it's just he just said that he won't give me specifics because he knows I will talk about it on this show, but he knows my feelings.
Ooh.
As a matter of fact, when I first met him, I didn't really trust him because he was a cop.
as
That's
you
fair.
should.
I was like,
Fair
oh,
enough.
okay, you're a cop, cool. But anyway, he was like, you're on that Ted Drake show, and you guys talk a lot of shit.
I'm surprised we're not dead yet. But
Yeah, but so he was just
And
You
that's
know,
where I live.
basically what he will tell me is that there's a lot of corruption
Oh yeah.
up at the top, and he was like, good cops get pushed out,
Yeah.
and I think Geyer was a good indicator of that
Yeah.
because I knew him personally, and he was a good cop.
Once
so
again, sounds like Gotham.
it's very
Yeah.
Gotham like.
Sounds like Gotham.
So we just, if somebody could just be Batman.
So what we got to do is we got to watch Batman
Yeah.
Begins, and then all come to the realization that that's where we're at.
Okay, would we all be okay? Would you be a villain?
Oh, of course.
Which villain would you be?
Oh, jeez.
Because I know exactly who I would be.
Which villain would I be? Everybody's gonna say the Joker, but I'm not.
I don't think you're Joker.
No.
You're not dark enough.
I'm not the Penguin. I hope not.
No.
Okay.
You're like maybe the Riddler.
Mm.
I would give you the Riddler.
Which he's the villain in the new one,
Mm.
but he's very like Riddler. Growing up for me was like he robbed banks and art museums and then did riddles for the crime and
Yeah.
yeah. And then now I guess in the new one he's like murdering people and it's like oh
Oh no.
they
Polka
said
dot man.
polka dot man. I would be polka
Yeah.
dot man. I'd have mom issues.
I 100% would be Catwoman. She wants to be good so bad, but she just can't.
Okay. I actually had this. I have a better question.
Okay.
This was actually asked of me yesterday, and I saw it posted on Facebook. I guess it was a discussion at like a small gathering, and then someone literally they reached out to me, and then
I saw that.
So, what cereal do you think you would be? Breakfast cereal.
Wait, no, what cereal embodies you?
Yeah.
Oh,
And I thought I said a really good one.
I
They
think,
nailed mine without me even thinking. I got brought into the conversation.
I feel
was
like
all,
somebody else has to pick your cereal,
Yeah.
though,
Okay.
right?
See, I picked mine,
Oh, okay.
and I said Golden Grams.
Oh, that's a good
And
one.
everyone, and she goes, yeah, a lot of people are saying, oh, okay.
I would say that I'm like Reese's Puffs.
Reese's Puffs. Okay.
nice.
Okay. I'm going to pick James's, and his is be like, oops, all berries.
No, dude. I thought they picked the perfect one for
What'd
me.
they say? What'd they say?
It was Sour Patch Kids cereal.
Oh.
I didn't even know that
Do
was
they
a
have a
thing.
cereal?
Yeah, they do.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
all-
yeah.
Yeah, you guys kind of nailed it.
What
Yeah.
what would be yours, Christian?
Sour and then sweet.
Captain Crunch.
You think you'd just be regular? See, do you like Captain Crunch?
Yeah.
Do you like Oops Just Berries? Have you had that one?
Yeah, I have. It's been a long time since I've had.
I have a box in the cabinet. Like literally, I have the family box.
Oh, we didn't get what villains they thought they would
Okay,
be.
well, what villains do you think you would be?
I also have to say Catwoman because
Yeah.
I wanted to be her when I was in kindergarten and forever. So
Yeah. Oh,
no,
yeah.
no Poison Ivy.
I
No.
like Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
She's my favorite.
No
Here's the
Harley
thing.
Quinn.
Poison Ivy is my favorite,
Okay.
but I don't think I'm enough Poison Ivy. I don't
Yeah.
think I'm not like a
She's kind of an
botanist and-
environmentalist. Yeah.
yeah, I'm more Catwoman. Where
Yeah.
like
Have you seen that meme
Yeah.
where like they talk about that movie with George Clooney and it's got Arnold
Oh,
Schwarzenegger?
yeah.
They're like we rooted for the wrong people. He wanted to cool the earth and she wanted to save the environment.
yeah,
And the rich billionaire wanted to stop them.
yeah,
And I'm like, yep.
yeah. We got that wrong.
Oops.
Yeah, if there was any way that movie was watchable, you would have noticed that.
And he had nipples on his
It was,
suit.
that made sense to me.
I mean, maybe I would be Poison Ivy because also I have like a huge crush on any iteration of Bane.
Hmm.
So
Bane.
his Bane and Poison Ivy had a thing for a while.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, correct. Yeah.
Maybe I'd be Poison Ivy. Never mind.
No one cared until I put on the mask. Yeah. People hated that movie.
I love that movie.
I mean, it has a lot of problems.
it does.
But I do like. I mean, Tom Hardy.
But Tom Hardy
Tom
as Bane, he killed it. I don't
Yeah.
care.
Well, the only problems with that movie was
everything.
Everything else.
you're like, oh, what's wrong with this movie? Oh, it's supposed to be the Joker. And once you realize that, everything else falls into
No,
place.
the big problem I have is the nuclear bomb. He just flew it out the ocean and saved everyone. Yeah, I don't think you guys realize how those work,
Yeah.
man. That's no one's.
That's problematic. But I mean, everything, but you
Yeah.
have him as Bane, and
Yeah.
it was great.
I did love that scene where like they're playing football and the guy's running and the field is like disintegrating behind
Yeah.
him. That's pretty cool.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, apparently you haven't read enough Batman storylines because Gotham has been destroyed several times.
Oh no, I have. I've read
Okay.
probably more than
Yeah.
anybody, but yeah, I love Batman. Batman's my favorite.
All right, James, who would you be?
Jason Todd.
He's a villain. The red.
Oh
Oh God, the Red Hood.
Yep.
Oh, that's
Yep.
a good one. That is a good one. You would be
You
'Cause,
would
like- because
totally
like Jason
be.
Todd was supposedly killed by the Joker.
Yeah.
When he was Robin, and then come to find out he
That's
didn't.
right.
And he's like crazy, and he blames Batman.
You know what's funny?
Are you going to come back and try to shoot me? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, are you trying to be Batman? Are you going to set me up for my own death?
Maybe. I don't think Batman set him up for his own death.
You making fun of my red glasses again?
Yeah. Yeah. He's crazy. I tell you. And then people go, "Where's James?" I'll be all, "He's not here. He's crazy." Yeah.
That's
And
why
then,
we're so nice to James.
right. I mean, he's great. He's a great person.
He's
love
so
him.
nice.
Love him to death.
He's
love
very
him.
lovable.
Love him.
I have a good heart, but I get lazy sometimes. I decide to use my
yes.
fists.
Oy.
Oy.
Or even lazier and just use guns.
That's
Wow.
right.
Just like Jason Todd.
because Jason Todd got violent, and yeah, I don't think Batman set him up to die. I guess maybe I need to go read the later stories, but yeah.
No, it's his justification for coming back and trying to destroy
Yeah.
Gotham. But I mean, he got killed by the Joker and
Mm-hmm.
resurrected, so his mind's a little messed up anyway.
Oh, did he get put in the
Lazarus
pit? Okay, I didn't know that.
Mm.
I didn't know that's part of the story. See, I didn't. Yeah, I stopped reading comics. See, we're nerds too.
I know.
Nerds.
Nerds.
um,
Nerd alert.
I'm more of a Marvel person, but I enjoy the Batman villains.
You like marbles?
Marvel.
fair enough.
I have
Like cat's eyes,
allergies.
No. I'm more of a Marvel person myself,
agates.
but Batman is kind of one of the only DC people that I really like.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I like all the villains. I, you know what? I'm gonna tell you something.
There's some shit ones.
I don't really like Batman all that much.
The character.
Yeah, I'm like he's kind of a fuck. All right, like I get it. He has a bunch of money and he like does stuff, but
Mhm.
I don't know. I like the villains. The villains' backstories are so good.
They're always better.
and-
Yeah. Well, if I would have went, I think I'm Clayface 2.
Nice.
Like, you know, there are 3 of them, by the way. And then what's the alligator?
I don't know if you have the.
Killer
Oh,
Croc. Killer
God.
Croc.
Killer
I was gonna say, I
Croc.
don't know if you have the acting chops for
Yeah.
Clayface 2.
Clayface. So is Clayface? So there's a Clayface. There's one that actually is like clay, and he like can like morph into
Yeah.
different things. Then there's one where he's like clay, so he has to be in this like artificial body, and so like his head is like stuffed into this like glass thing. And then the third one, I'm trying to remember what he was.
That one must be new. Isn't he like
Yeah.
a son of one of the first two?
It could be.
And just kind of using
Yeah.
the moniker?
Yeah. Anyway, what if I'm ready to a deep cut if I'd have said Clayface or Man Bat.
Man Bat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like they were really like slow on that week. They're like, we need a new villain, man. They look down at the comic, Man Bat. I just take the words and switch them around.
Wasn't there like an egg one too? What was his name? It was like Scrambler or something.
I don't know about that one.
I got to be a big fan of lots of the ones that were introduced on the animated series. So,
Yeah.
like obviously Harley Quinn and
Yeah.
She
the
was an
Mad
original.
Hatter.
Yeah.
I like
Oh,
Harley
Egghead.
Quinn.
That's who you're talking about.
You know, of all the DC, like the new movies that are coming out, I
Yeah.
really, really enjoy anything with Harley Quinn. And I didn't want to because I was just like, oh God. But
You see
I
Birds of
really,
Prey?
I loved
you like
Birds
that
of
one?
Prey.
So good.
I like Birds of Prey.
It was so good.
Okay.
The emancipation of Harley Quinn. Come on.
I need to rewatch it because like Birds of Prey. So this like heroes, turning her into a hero thing
Yeah.
is weird to me because Birds of Prey, she was like, she was a villain,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden she's like with the Birds of Prey, and it's such an odd.
I think though, here's the thing, and I'm just gonna get on my feminist soapbox for a minute. I think I like it so much because everybody was like so into like Harley Quinn and Joker, and I don't want my daughter to see that and be like, oh yeah, that's totally cool.
Right.
Like, because Joker is toxic as fuck. Their relationship is terrible. So like Birds of Prey happened, and I was like, I guess I'll watch it.
Yeah.
And I watched it, and I was like, no, this is exactly the story that should happen. Is the abused person is then like, you know what? This is bullshit.
Mhm.
And then they do their own thing, and then they get a hyena as a pet, and
Yeah.
they do all kinds of cool shit.
Mhm.
And she turns her life around, and I kind of like that storyline better than the toxic, like she's nothing without Joker bullshit. Whereas now she's going to be a good person, or an
anti-hero.
She's
Anti-hero.
like Deadpool basically. And I love anti-heroes, but I'm okay with her becoming an anti-hero as long as it's to spite Joker, and I hope she never goes back to Joker because that pisses me off.
And then in like the Suicide Squad, the second one, she starts dating the guy that's the president of the country.
Yeah.
And spoiler alert. And anyway, she likes him a lot, and then all of a sudden he starts talking about killing women and children, and he turns around and she shoots him, and she's like, I promised myself I wouldn't date anybody that was after my last relationship. I promised myself I wouldn't date anyone that was toxic. And
I like this.
Yeah.
I like this evolution. Now the other stuff, like the Harley Quinn that was toxic as a woman with a daughter, I'm like, I don't like that shit. but I like where it's going.
Okay.
I'm kind of into Harley Quinn now.
Okay.
You know?
That's good
You
stuff.
watch the
Jen.
HBO series?
Huh? What?
Have you watched the HBO series?
I haven't watched it yet.
Hilarious.
Is it so good?
I haven't watched it
I gotta
yet.
watch
It's
it.
hilarious.
I need to watch it.
One
Maybe
of your favorite people is on that show.
who?
From Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Larry David?
Larry David is on it?
JB Smoove?
JB Smooth.
Oh.
Is he a villain in that?
He's
Let me tell you, Batman. I love JB Smoove. He's so funny.
He's so funny.
He is Harley and Ivy's talking houseplant.
Oh my
Oh my
god,
gosh.
I love that. How have I not watched this yet?
I don't know.
Oh my
It's been
god.
out for a while.
I
And it's
know.
R-rated too, right?
Is it?
Oh yeah, they
Oh, I
swear
love
like
that.
sailors.
As a kid growing up, if I went back and told my kid self this, I would never believe it. That like DC would have the R-rated stuff, and Marvel would be owned by like Disney and be like watering it down.
Yeah.
Would have never imagined. I mean, there according to, I guess Deadpool 3 is going to be R-rated.
Yeah.
Which
It better be.
it just can't not, you know.
I love Deadpool. So I got into Deadpool when I was going through cancer, and it just so happened that the movies were like coming around. But a friend of mine was like, "You need to read these because I think this will help you just a little bit."
Yeah.
And boy, howdy did it. And then the movies come out, and then Marvel was bought by Disney, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Fuck."
It's an unfortunate thing that Rob Liefeld is the guy that created Deadpool because he's such a shit human. But
Is he?
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
That
He's-
makes me sad.
He's such a shit human that I like walked past him at Comic-Con and did not want to even like
Oh.
have
That's
anything
nice.
to do with it. Is he not? Is he not a shit human?
Love that. Maybe because someone didn't learn how to draw feet.
Right. Oh, that's right. They do make fun of
They
him for
do.
that.
They put him in the movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't know. Maybe
No,
someone didn't learn how to draw
That if
feet.
you watch the Image Comics, there's a documentary. They make fun of him not being able to draw feet. Yeah.
Oh.
But he's just like
What is
known.
he a shit human about?
He's
I
just-
don't know
he's
much
just
about
an
him.
asshole. He's an asshole.
Oh.
I don't know. Like if you talk to comic book nerds, they'll all like okay. For example, he pretty much ripped off Captain America, and then they sued him, and then he like somehow fucking won. And like if you look at the two characters, you're like Jesus Christ, like it's fucking Captain America, and he's just kind of a arrogant ass of a person. I don't know. Everything I've ever seen, read, or talk about him.
Well, I love Deadpool. Can't help it.
I know.
Yeah.
That's like the thing.
He
That,
only created the character.
yeah.
The people that brought him to life
Right.
were writers that did other stuff with him.
Right. But it really.
Let's look this up. Is Rob Liefeld a good person?
But Deadpool like got me through a lot of stuff. Like I even have a quote from one of the movies on my arm. But
We haven't had a Spite show for a while.
Spite Show.
Right. Let's see.
About really my favorite Marvel. I love Tony Stark for obvious reasons, but really my
the
favorite
mustache.
is Rocket Raccoon. I can't help it. It's a raccoon in space pants who's also a dick. Like,
But it's funny. There's a whole Reddit thing. Is Rob Liefeld a good
Oh
guy
my
in real life?
God.
Yeah. And someone's like, I met Rob Liefeld, and he stole my pouches and cut off my feet because he always cuts off feet because he can't draw 'em, yeah. It's just funny that's the whole.
And he puts pouches on all his characters. Just a bunch of useless pouches.
Yeah, he got mad and defensive when Shatterstar was written to be gay back in 2009. So take that as you will. I don't know if he had changed his opinion since then, but it doesn't help that his work kind of gives off the douchebag feeling.
Yeah, a
So-
little bit.
I don't know. I've just heard a lot of there's always a lot of chatter about him. And he got fired. He got kicked out of Image for a long time because of his attitude and shittiness.
Huh.
So I don't know.
Yeah, and that's a completely creatively driven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Image changed the industry.
They're all, you can write whatever
Oops.
you like, except for that
Except
guy.
for you.
Except for you.
That guy
You're
is
done.
really doing some shit that we don't. Maybe get your own
Yeah.
publication.
I mean, Todd
label.
McFarlane kicks you out. You're probably not doing some good shit.
Yeah, you're probably really fucking up.
Yeah. Do you read comics?
I do.
What's your favorite?
My favorite
Yeah.
comic. I love Saga.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
I've never read that.
That's a great
It's fantastic.
Is that the one with the dude with the horns?
Mhm.
all the way
Okay.
around. Yeah.
So
Oh.
I know a friend. My friend, she's an artist, and someone paid her to make a bust of that guy's head with the horns.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And I knew it. I just had never read it. But there's a lot of comics that come out now that I've never, because I just stopped reading when I was younger. Because it's a very expensive habit.
It is.
It is.
And like storage wise.
Right.
Like, where do I put all
Where do you
these?
keep all of them?
Yeah.
I just pay a subscription just like you would for anything else.
Yeah. And you
I
read
could
them on.
online.
I
Oh.
did that recently too, is I wanted to read the Attack on Titan once, and
Okay.
So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna have room or money for all of these, so I
Yeah.
paid the subscription until I finished that, and then
Oh.
They're saying
So-
Deadpool was also a clone from DC as well.
Oh.
Oh yeah, but I mean, it
Everybody's
was
coming at me for the love of Deadpool today.
it was meant to. I mean, they're both
Yeah.
called Wilson.
Yeah.
Wade Wilson, Slade Wilson.
That's right, yeah.
it was.
Oh.
See, that's Rob Liefeld, man. I'm telling you.
I didn't even. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Deadpool, Deadstroke.
Yeah.
That's right. But okay, but like the attitude is different.
Deathstroke's-
But yeah, Deathstroke's not as cool as Deadpool. Like
Right.
character wise.
Well, I mean, and I think I only got into him because a friend of mine was like, "You're cancery right now. You should
Yeah.
read this because he's
Right.
cancery."
Deadpool has a much more inspirational story than Deathstroke, who's
Right.
just like a terrible parent
Yeah.
who has no feelings. His only thing in life is to kill other people and
Yeah.
prove that he's better at killing other people. And you're like,
Yeah.
That is correct. Yeah.
Deadpool has like a good reason to be fucking pissed
And I
and
remember like
everything.
I remember when that first movie came out, right? My sister's like, "Well, your nephew wants to watch it, so what do you think?" And I was like, "Well, no." I'm like, and he was like 12 or 13 at the time, and I was like, "No." And she's like, "Well, is it just violence? Like, we watched violent stuff when growing up." I was like, "It is violence, but I mean, there was a whole scene where like she pegs him, like where they're having the sex scene, and
yeah.
she pegs him." And I'm like, do I want my nephew to watch pegging in a movie? And he's like 12 or 13. I'm like,
He wouldn't know
nah.
what it is, though. I feel like it's
Oh,
enough tongue in cheek.
Yeah. She's behind him. And
If
he's
he
like,
knows it, then he knows it, and if
Yeah.
he doesn't, he doesn't.
and I told her, I was like, there's some heavy sexual stuff. And she's like, what? And I was like, probably stuff you don't even know what it is,
Yeah.
And she goes, oh, okay. So, I mean, I just didn't want her, like, to say yes. And then they go
Right.
watch it.
And then
she's like,
and then it's your fault.
and
that
it's my
he-
fault. I'm like,
yeah.
I wouldn't do it. But,
Well, that's the very reason they made a PG-13
Yeah.
version of Deadpool.
Right.
that was the second one, though. I've heard about this. Have you seen? I haven't watched it, but people are like, go back and watch it. There's the PG-13 Christmas edition of the
Mhm.
second Deadpool.
Yeah.
Have you guys watched
I
this?
did watch that.
And I heard it's like well worth watching. It's different.
It is different.
Yeah. It's like, oh,
I thought it was of the first one.
mm-mm.
Okay,
Second
then why is it not? It's not on my. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't
You
know.
better go watch it.
You better go watch it.
Well, I did just get the special edition of Deadpool 2, and it has 3 different versions of the movie, but not a Christmas PG-13 one. I thought that was the first
I don't
one.
know if it was a Christmas edition, but it came out around Christmas.
yeah.
They put it back in the theaters. Like it was a PG-13 edition, and they put it out at the theaters
Yeah.
during Christmas. So in the commercial, he was like dressed as Santa Claus.
Oh
and-
my God. I forgot that I had to talk to. So the only reason I'm remembering
Mhm.
this is because it's one of the characters, I believe, at Deadpool 2, where the pyro kid.
Yeah,
Okay. You know who I'm talking about? The
Yeah.
Australia kid.
yeah,
Okay.
New Zealand.
So New Zealand
yeah.
kid.
Because he's Maori, right?
Mhm.
Now I feel like an asshole. Anyway,
It's okay.
uh,
I've been in New
so
Zealand a couple times. I just noticed the accent difference.
Netflix
Shut the fuck
has
up.
been suggesting movies to me, and I finally took them up on their offers. And there was a movie that we watched, and it is the best movie we have watched in years.
Uh-huh.
It was entertaining.
This
It
is going to
pulled
be
your heartstrings.
the Tiki Watiti movie, is it?
No,
No?
it is on Netflix
Uh-huh.
under Hidden Gems or
Okay.
something like that. And it is called Discovering the Wildings.
That's not the Tiki Watiti movie?
I don't think so.
Oh, I totally think it is.
I have no
Well,
idea.
maybe it is. Who I thought you were calling. I thought that was the name of the movie. I'm sorry.
No.
It's a director or writer.
I'm pretty sure this is like
Or
one of the-
Wilders. It might be the Wilder People. Discovery the Wilder People.
Oh, Hunt for the
Hunt for the
People.
Wilder People.
Yeah, that's
it is.
Tiki Watiti.
Is it?
That's like his
Yes.
first film.
It
Yeah.
was the best
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Boom.
Oh,
And
okay.
he's in the cast.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Tiki Waititi is like the biggest director like in the world right now.
Oh, I didn't even know. I don't know who. I didn't know who
Yeah.
direct. All we saw was it was Jurassic Park
Mhm.
guy,
Mhm.
and it was in
That little
Hidden
boy.
Gems,
Yeah, that kid.
and then that kid, and we're like, okay,
I still
we'll
haven't
give
seen
it
it,
a
but-
chance.
Yeah.
Everybody should go watch this movie. It
I know.
is so fucking good.
Did you see the
It's funny.
third Thor movie?
Yes.
He did that movie.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But anyway, this movie
Mhm.
though, I feel is underrated as fuck.
Have you seen that? What We Do in the Shadows?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
He
That's
did
his
that.
He
movie.
did that.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, cool. He's a great director. I'm not talking about
Oh, I
that. He did a great job, but also this
Right.
movie
Mhm.
is so good. Like, probably just the most feel good,
Yeah.
entertaining. Like, sure, he did Thor. Sure,
Oh,
he did all that
Rise
stuff.
Darby's in it. Nice.
Oh yeah, the cast is amazing. The director obviously did a fantastic job,
Mhm.
but I'm gonna tell you, this is the best feel good movie we've watched in a while.
Oh no, actually, I'm not. I thought this was one of those first ones. I haven't even seen this. I know
It
nothing
is
about it.
wonderful.
I've seen the previews
So
for it. I
good.
it's just one of those movies. I
We
know I'll
kept
like it.
seeing, we kept
Yeah.
seeing the trailer and
Yeah.
we kept kind of like passing it over,
Yeah.
but don't pass it over anymore. It is so
Yeah.
good, especially with like what's going on in the world and what's going on in
Right.
our city. It's just, it was a good escape. Like we both will either like scroll through our phone or Jason will play like video games, and this one both of us stopped what we were doing
Okay.
because it was so good.
I'll tell you what I did yesterday that I felt that way about.
What?
So right now it started Wednesday. There's a tribute to Van Gogh going
Oh,
on
yeah.
in town. And I was looking for a place to go on a date. And I'm kind of an art, I like art galleries and stuff like that. And so I was like, well, we should go to this. And she was like, yeah, absolutely. And people I know who saw it in LA were like, it's amazing.
Right.
Undersold. It is breathtaking.
Wow.
It is absolutely do not let it leave the sea and not see it. It is fantastic. First of all, like what you might do is you can go on YouTube and you can kind of see like there's like little documentaries about his life.
Mm-hmm.
So Van Gogh, when he was a little boy or before he was born, his mother they had another boy, and she named him Vincent, and the boy died at birth. So then Van Gogh was the child after that, so they named him Vincent as well. But his mother could never feel the love for him. She was still heartbroken over the child before, so she never loved him. So that was like the beginnings of his life. And I mean, throughout his life, this is like an ongoing theme. He struggles with like acceptance with people. And then his brother was even an art dealer and would not even look at his art to like see if he could sell it. And then when he died, they used they threw a bunch of his art away. And they even found a painting that one of his family members was using as the roof of a chicken coop. Like he just had a horrible life, So when you go through this exhibit, knowing that, and you kind of like see it like as you're walking through, because they prime you as you walk through this maze of like quotes from letters that he like wrote to his brother and to other people as well. You can feel like just the like he just doesn't believe in himself ever. And like no one believes in him, and he's very poor. So the big thing is like he always wanted to be a part of a collective. So they suggested that Gauguin move and live with him, and he was very excited about it, and then they just like hated each other. And so it did not work. And the big thing is like to get models, it was expensive, and so he would only paint because he was poor, like the room he was in or what he saw out the window, or if he went out in the field and saw people, he would paint them without them knowing it. And so it's very sad. So when you go to this thing, it's like how do you have any, like it says in the thing, how do you have an exhibit on Van Gogh without the paintings?
Right.
And you go and it's like so emotional. Like people are like,
Wow.
I'm going to take my kid to it. It's not a kid thing.
Yeah, like I said that
It
earlier.
is not a kid thing.
Well, because of the way they advertise it, they
Yeah.
have like kids running through. I was like, oh, well, maybe I could
Mhm.
like expose her
Yeah.
because Danny likes to paint and she likes art
Yeah.
and stuff. And I was like, oh, maybe I could expose her to Van Gogh.
Yeah.
But to pay $50 ruin
Yeah.
other people's experience
Yes.
because my kid is
Yes.
going to be running around.
And someone's kid started screaming mid thing, like
No.
just screaming.
Yeah.
And I was like, awesome. Thank you for
Well,
bringing
and I
that.
try to be
Just
mindful
The
about that.
existential
Yeah.
dread finally got to him. They're all,
Yeah. So
with
with that, I mean, there's really no spoiler right here. When you get to the final room of the exhibit, it's just a massive warehouse room with two big pillars. And the two big pillars are all like everything is like projector, like done by projectors.
Mhm.
But like 8K, whatever the most amazing projectors you could possibly get in this final room, there may be like 30 projectors. Could be easily. Because like the floor is projected. All 360 degrees are projected. The pillars, 360 around them are projected. Like they're when I say pillars, they're like 4 screens.
right.
And so you get in this room, there's like a 45 to 50 minute, I don't want to say video. It's like an experience. Cause like they'll put up like they'll like show like him, like they'll show the paint strokes and everything of like a painting like going on. And it's like 360 around you. And then quotes are like shooting across the floor. And then they'll do like a bunch of his paintings that are like water based, and then it's animated, and then they'll do the ones that are all portraits of people, and like you're like looking at it, and all of a sudden their eyes will start blinking, and they'll like move around a little bit, and you're like this is like I'm just getting chills thinking about it, like right now.
That's crazy.
And like you can get a little sick in it. Like the person I was with got sick, had to go to the bathroom. Because it's really like animated, but it's like weird because it's all
I will bring
around.
some mushrooms.
I thought like that's when I first walked into one of the rooms. I was like, if you were on mushrooms right now, this shit would be lit. And then like when I got in the final room, I was very glad I was not. And I mean, it was breathtaking.
Wow.
And heartbreaking to watch some fool texting on their phone while this amazing thing was happening around. Not many people were, but some were. Another thing too that really blew my brain was like people like filming it. I'm like, just take it in.
Just enjoy it. So here's something. I'm glad you brought this. So like somebody the other day was like, you need to take more pictures of you with the kids, right?
Mhm.
So like I took the kids to the zoo the other day.
Sure.
And I took some pictures, of course, because it was Ian's first time at the zoo and whatever. But we went with like a bunch of other moms and their kids, and they were taking pictures so much. And I was like, I mean, yeah, sure, but I also want to like enjoy this time with my kids and like explain the animals to them,
right? And
see. So like I took Ian into the penguin exhibit, blew his fucking mind. Like a penguin went by him, and it was like, and if I had been holding my phone up to take a picture of him, I would have totally missed that moment. And I think it's great that we take so many pictures now, but like we also need to remember to like enjoy the moment. Yeah. And I hate that like at comedy. I fucking hate it when I am performing comedy, and like I could care less if you're texting whatever, but I hate it when people are doing like you could tell they're doing like something for their story to post about being at comedy while you're doing comedy, and like you're missing everything. Right. Just enjoy it. Well, just enjoy your life.
I've got a little different take on that one. I've been told I'm selfish a few times because when there's something like really like important that I want to like take photos of, I always get like a disposable camera.
Oh.
Because then no one can like look at the photos, and I don't even know what it's gonna look like for like this might all be shit. say cheese.
That's
Yeah, but
interesting.
I was
And they're
thinking
like,
about
why?
this.
And but then I never show them online. And like, what do you? I'm
Right.
like, I guess you'd have to come to me and get an actual copy of it.
And
I'm
like
that's
talk
so
to
selfish.
me. And
Right.
well, I was actually just talking to. So I'm planning a wedding-ish thing, and I was actually just talking to somebody about the fact that my parents' wedding photographer did not show up.
Oh wow.
So my grandma ran to like Walgreens or whatever and I think they got like a bunch of like disposable cameras, and then they also got like film for Polaroid cameras. And so we have all these like random pictures, but you know what? I think they're better than like what a photographer could do, because a photographer is going to be set up to do what you tell them to do, whereas like all these people just took pictures of what they were experiencing or what they saw. And so that's what I'm thinking about doing.
Well, and then today,
because I think it would be fun
with a bunch of comedians.
Well,
You're a brave person.
and like today,
the comedians aren't invited.
So if you look at my story or my Facebook or my Instagram, you will not see anything from that exhibit.
Right.
So then today I like,
because you experienced
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So then today I saw people post and they'd have like 4 pictures and then a video. And I'm like, I hope you stayed and watched it again.
Right.
Without all this shit. And like, and everybody's tied into and I mean, I do it just as bad as anybody else.
Yeah.
Everybody's tied into this, like, let me show you how cooler my life is than yours is. But like, also people, take 1 or 2 photos and say, this was really amazing. Here's a sample, so you should go see it.
Right.
But not this, like, dude, there's like 8 pictures and then a video bullshit. It's like, come
dumb.
on. Like, did
I
you
also
enjoy
hate
it?
that shit at like concerts. We went to go see Coheed and Cambria in Hamster. It was his first time seeing them, and he like reads their graphic novels. Like he will read the graphic novel while listening to the album that goes with the graphic novel, and he gets really into it. So he was really excited to be there. And there were so many people holding their phone up, recording the concert, and it's like,
here's the hot take on this. Nobody wants to watch that at work.
No.
Nobody wants to watch it when you go out. Like, man,
it never
I saw.
Sounds good, and we have to hear you singing along.
Yeah.
Also.
Dude, I saw Ozzy and fucking Zach Wilde. I filmed it. Everybody's gonna look at that and be annoyed as fuck. They have to watch. Nobody likes it. Nobody gives a shit. Just letting everyone know.
Just enjoy the live music.
Fucking
live. These people work really hard to like put on a show. So.
Well, I record it so I can watch it back. Sounds like shit.
Yeah, it's
why don't
you? If you just watch the concert, you'll have memories you can remember.
Or listen back to the. Now, what is cool, and like some bands do this, and then also there's like tapers that do this.
Yeah.
So I went and saw Pearl Jam in Miami, and it was they record off the board. Almost, I think they record every concert they do.
See, and that's awesome.
But they don't ever do the same set list.
Right.
So then they have a website, and I mean, this is really smart. You can pay $20 and you can download the entire audio from the concert you were at.
I think that's dope.
And that's dope because that's like,
it's off the soundboard. And anyway,
the banter is different.
As a person who is an entertainer, even though I'm like, according to some people, not great. I still, if the open mic, not so much. I mean, it's annoying, but like, I don't care. But if you come to a show that I've prepared to do, like, I don't think you understand how much of my anxiety I have to battle just to do that show.
Right.
And then I see you on your phone. It makes me feel defeated. And it's terrible. And then sometimes they'll be like recording it and you can tell they haven't heard the setup to the joke. Yeah. And then they think you're crap. Anyway.
I think if you want to.
This is why I've never been to one of her shows.
Yeah. If you want to lessen.
No, it's just that James hates me. That's why he doesn't come to my shows.
If you want to lessen an anxiety, go to an open mic in your town. And try to talk to one of the comedians before they go up. If you want to lessen an anxiety. because they're all like fucking wound up like it's a
Yeah.
watch.
And
Yeah.
it's funny because like Chris comes to my open mic a lot, and as the host, even I am like
Yeah.
kind of not really fun to talk to before I start hosting.
Yeah, he said. Craig says Billy Corgan used to do a no phone rule at shows. I'm down with it.
I think that's a great rule. I love it.
When I saw him, they didn't. But here's the thing: Smashing Pumpkins was so amazing that I didn't. You know,
You didn't need to pull it out.
I don't even know if I took a picture. We did get the set list. So,
Yeah.
and I used to have it. I don't know where it's at, but
You gotta track them down on the street, going to thrift stores and shit,
that's right.
and then you take a photo of them, and you're like, "Motherfucker, you're in public.
Yeah,
You can't say no to me now."
yeah, motherfucker. I mean, he has like 6'4". He's like a big dude, man.
I feel like he'd be easy to like spot in a crowd.
6'4" bald guy.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he's Billy
Yeah.
Corgan.
Yeah.
I was gonna say just the way he dresses.
Yeah.
Just the way he looks
Yeah.
in general.
Y'all, oh, that poor guy has cancer. Oh, that's Billy Corgan. Never mind. Never mind. Yeah, he owns a wrestling promotion now. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know
he's,
that.
He's the owner of the legendary NWA. He's a huge pro wrestling fan. Yeah. But yeah. It's weird.
I did not know that.
I did not know that. Yeah, he owns the NWA, the National Wrestling Alliance, not the band.
I thought it was the band. I was like, well, I don't know if he should own that.
How do you guys feel about Snoop Dogg buying Death Row Records?
I love it. I love Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
I think he can buy whatever the fuck he wants.
Well, and it's funny because
That's fair.
it was owned by like a toy company. It was like a really weird, like I think it was like I can't remember which one. I want to say Kenner, but that doesn't sound right. Let's see.
Watch it be Mattel.
Let me think. Hasbro.
Hasbro.
Hasbro owned Death Row
What?
Records. I think that's hilarious.
I don't know. I think
Yeah.
you know.
That
Yeah.
explains action figures.
Yeah.
Oh
The
my god.
NWA action figures.
Oh my
amazing.
god, that
Uh,
makes so much sense now.
Yeah.
No, I think Snoop Dogg can have whatever the fuck he wants.
He
He
can.
even has a friendship with Martha Stewart. I think that's adorable.
Yeah.
I love Snoop Dogg.
Someone tried to Me Too him online. They're like, "Have we forgotten that this man like shot someone and da da da?" And I was like, "No, we have not forgotten.
No, we
I watched that as it unfolded. You know,
Yeah.
I remember when he came out in the VMAs and he was like, you know, murder was the case that they gave me. He's all,
Yeah.
what did he say? No more Indo gin and juice rolling up to Chino on the Grey Goose because he
Yeah.
thought he was going to go to
Yeah.
prison. I was like,
My favorite
did not
moment
forget.
of all time ever is when Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart
Mhm.
did Martha Stewart's talk show,
oh yeah,
and they did a thing where they were like, one of us went to prison, one of us has done time, and guess which one it is.
yep.
And I love their friendship. They have
Well-
like a genuine friendship, and I love it.
When you say talk show, are you talking about the one that was on MTV? That was there.
No.
They had one together.
They had one together, but this was before that.
Oh, she had like a daytime show.
She
didn't
had a daytime show, and she invited Snoop Dogg to come on,
That's
and people
right.
loved it. But then people
Mhm.
were like talking shit about how Martha Stewart had this like gangster
I'm
on.
like, she's gangster,
I'm like, she's the gangster. He's like a dad who coaches football.
right?
You know, he takes care of business.
Yeah.
And she's the one that was locked up
She's a
for
felon.
hard time.
I just remember
like
like
she can't vote.
no,
You know,
no.
Snoop Dogg can vote.
I just loved it. I watched like. Have you ever watched the show they had on MTV?
Yes.
It was fantastic.
I
you know?
love them.
and it's so silly and dumb, but it's like
it's silly and dumb.
in a good way. You know?
But they they are actual friends.
oh yeah,
It's not just like contrived for like, TV or whatever.
you think Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart? You know,
No, because he
No?
loves his wife.
okay.
Hello.
You think Snoop Dogg's uncle and Martha Stewart?
I mean, maybe.
I like when his uncle would
I
come
bet
out.
she would.
I like he'd come out with a secret barbecue sauce in the show, and they'd have it in a briefcase, and it would be handcuffed to his like arm.
Right.
The secret sauce, and he would talk to. He would flirt with the uncle would like flirt with
Mhm.
Martha.
I bet he hit it.
But yeah, I mean, why
And
not?
good for him.
Is she married?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know much about okay, like I know I'm a stay-at-home mom, but
Yeah.
like I don't know anything about Martha Stewart except for
Yeah.
that her pillows that they sell at fucking Target are way overpriced.
I have to say though, you talk about somebody who people hated.
Yeah.
Martha Stewart, when she went to jail,
Oh, people
rooted
hated her.
for her going to jail.
Yeah.
Now you talk about, I want to know here's who you hire. Whoever, when she got out of jail, was like, I can help you turn this around.
Yeah.
Whoever that person was.
Well, and you
Amazing.
know what? Here's the thing. I have a lot of respect for Martha Stewart because I think she was humbled. I really think she was humbled. I don't think it was the case of like, I went to jail as a rich person. I'm going to come out and hire PR people.
Right.
And I'm not. I think she was legitimately humbled.
For sure.
Except for, can you lower the price of your fucking pillows? Like your decorative pillows.
You know what I saw? You know what I saw on
it's so
Instagram
annoying.
today?
What?
There's a company that makes Jonah Hillos.
What is that? I need
they're
to know.
pillows in the shape of Jonah Hill's head.
I need it.
And he had one of them. They sent him one, and he's like, "Thank you for the Jonah Hillo."
I need a Jonah Hillo.
That's scary.
My birthday is coming up.
Let's
It
see.
is 8 days from now.
Let's see
If
if I
you
can
would
find
like
it.
to buy me a Jonah Hillo,
Oh yeah, it's already March, isn't it?
oh yeah, your
let's see if I
birthday's
can
the day
find it.
after mine,
Something like that.
day before mine.
Let's see. Maybe
I don't know. What day is it now? I'd have to. What day is yours?
Mine's on the 14th.
I'm bad with time.
Mine's on the 14th.
Oh wow, that's not the one. But wow, there are a lot of pillows with Jonah Hill's
Who
face on
knew
it.
it was so
Holy shit.
necessary?
Yeah. Let me see if I can find his Jonah Hill Instagram.
I mean, if somebody would want to get me a Jonah Hillo or a pillow in the shape of I'm now blanking on his name. He's
There it
very
is.
awkward.
So
He's my
there's-
biggest crush.
There's the Jonah Hillo. Yeah. Yes. Oh,
Jeff Goldblum. That's what it was. If you want to get me a pillow in the shape of Jeff Goldblum,
Have you not seen? Have you seen those? No, not in the shape. Have you seen the Jeff Goldblum pillows where it's the sequined and like? Let's see.
No.
Let's see. They're awesome. I have a friend who has one.
Not me. Don't look at
How
me.
did I not know that this existed?
And let's see. There it is. And like it's a sequin one where like you rub your hand across it.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, and then it changes, like it shows his face. But if you go the other direction, it
I
covers it
also
up.
really want that shower curtain.
I have a friend who does have
but
that shower curtain.
Hamster would not allow me. So, like, if somebody bought it for me as a gift, he would not be able to be like, "You can't hang that up." But if I purchased it, he'd be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" You know what I mean? So I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
So I have a friend who has this shower curtain,
So
and we would do Zoom friend calls,
Ugh.
and he would put his hand behind the shower curtain and move his mouth, and it was pretty.
So
It was pretty
good.
funny. But there's the Jonah Hillo,
Oh my god, that's so good.
right?
I want a Jonah Hillo.
Yeah.
I love Jonah Hill.
He seems like a really genuine person.
He
but
just seems really cool. I just like
see.
him.
Thank you for the Jonah Hillos. Yeah, see.
Aw.
Let's see. I think it's, yeah,
That's so cute. He's just so cute.
that's the artist. There's one that the other one has like a bunch of them. Yeah, they have a bunch
So
of different
fun.
stuff, but yeah,
Oh my god.
there's a whole bunch of Jonah Hillos.
So Jonah Hill was actually in Estancia.
What?
So he was filming something here
Okay.
and they had to film something in Estancia and he actually ate at the local restaurant
Oh, wow.
there that was like across the pasture from my house. And all these people were like, I feel like that guy's a liberal.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I
Mhm.
feel like
You're right.
you're absolutely correct. And that's why I want to go meet him.
Oh, wow.
So
You met him?
yes, I did.
Nice.
He was very sweet. And he asked me what I ate there. And I told him, and he was like, that sounds delicious.
Oh,
and
nice.
so he ordered it too.
Aw.
And then I wanted to take a picture with him. But then I felt weird because he was like so sweet and he was just like trying to eat a burrito.
Ugh.
And I was like, okay, I'm just going to let you eat your burrito, which is probably honestly why he was so nice to me is I was just like, yeah, this is what I normally eat. Also, I like your movies. Bye.
Aw.
You know,
Yeah.
I
That's
don't
what
want to
you
be
do.
rude,
Yeah. No.
you know.
No.
Unless they're weird back, you know.
Yeah. So,
Weird or rude, whatever.
yeah.
Hey, I just can I take a photo with you? I wouldn't be comfortable with that. And you go, all right, well then I'm just gonna touch you and run away giggling.
I would laugh at that. That'd
You
be
know
funny.
who made me sad though was Samuel L. Jackson.
No.
I met him, and he wasn't like mean, but I was working for the James Douglas show, and they opened for Cat Williams. It was the Cat Williams show where he showed up all fucked up. And there used to be a drummer in town who looked like Samuel L. Jackson. So we're all having a meeting, and somebody was like, Samuel L. Jackson just walked in. I was like, no, he didn't. That's the guy. And then no, it was really Samuel L. Jackson. And I love Pulp Fiction.
Oh yeah.
Like so fucking much. And I was so excited because the band got to hang out with him. Because he's like friends with Cat Williams, so he like came to the show.
Okay.
So James Douglas show got to hang out with him, but because I just like worked for them, I had to go do things.
Mhm.
And I was like, I walked up to it. I was like, hello, Mr. Jackson. He was like, no, not today. I am not Samuel L. Jackson today. I am just a guy coming to watch a comedy show.
Aw.
And I was like, okay. But I was just like, I didn't want to be weird. I just wanted to like say hello.
Yeah.
But yeah,
He was just trying to be. A
he wasn't
normal
being a jerk. He just, you
I
know,
can feel that.
it
yeah.
just made me sad.
He's all fuck you. Get the fuck out of my face.
He was like, I'm not Samuel L. Jackson today. I'm just a guy watching a comedy show.
Oh, fair enough.
And I'm like, how'd you like that comedy show, Samuel L. Jackson? How'd you like that?
You're all.
How
hey,
was that for you?
You're all. Hey, Sammy.
You could have shook my hand, all right? Because that comedy show, guess what? It sucked. That was karma. Like, that was
did
karma.
it? Did it? Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
It hurt my little feelings a little
Aw.
bit.
Well,
That's
Yeah.
okay. And sometimes you have to look Guy Pearce right in the face and say, like, whatever, I'm going to touch you and run away. Giggling.
I
you
wish I
really?
had done that to Samuel L. Jackson.
did you
'Cause
really
he-
do that?
Did you do that?
At the end of that, he was at the bar. I was
Ah.
like, can we take a, like, me and my brother are like
Yeah.
really huge fans.
Yeah.
Can we take a photo? He's like, no, not today. I was like,
Mhm.
well, screw you. We're just going to touch you and run away.
So I have a
I should've
friend.
done that.
I have a friend that worked with him on a movie, and because he did that movie Memento,
Oh, I love
my
that
friend
movie.
got like had him autograph his arm because they ended up being friends, and he says I'm Guy Pearce. He wrote I'm Guy Pearce on his arm, and my friend went and got it tattooed on his arm.
Aw,
It's like because it was all. And I mean, if you never saw Memento, you wouldn't understand.
I
but
love
yeah,
Memento.
Great movie.
Yeah,
That's an amazing.
That's where
story.
Christopher Nolan got his start, right?
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna end the show here. I know we're having a
Perfect.
great time, but I've got stuff to do.
Uh-huh.
I got things going on.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't just sit around doing podcasts all day,
Uh-huh.
guys. But I want to thank Kristian Macaron for coming on.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you for
this was
sharing your
fun.
poetry.
Buy
with
her
us.
Thank
book.
you.
You know,
Give
you
her
know,
all your money.
give her money.
I
Yeah.
will.
Okay.
Just like all of your money that you have in your bank account, buy that many copies
Yeah.
of her book.
Smart. And then give them away for Christmas.
Yeah.
You know, or Hanukkah or Easter.
You know, also my birthday is coming
Yeah.
up.
If you're from
You
Albuquerque,
could buy me a
Easters.
book.
Easters.
Easters. It's a great Easter's gift.
Yeah. Oh, Easters is coming up, no?
Yeah.
Right. Is that how? Oh, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. That
I had to
is.
explain to someone. They're like, it was like 2 days ago. They're like, well, it's Mardi Gras, and I was like, it is not Mardi Gras.
There's Mardi
Mardi
Gras.
And I said Mardi Gras ended Tuesday, and they're like,
Oh.
what do you mean? I was like, well, that was Fat Tuesday,
Yeah.
and they're like,
It's
okay.
a day.
I said Mardi Gras is the 2 weeks prior to Ash Wednesday, and Fat
Yeah.
Tuesday is the last day. Then the Ash Wednesday begins the Lent, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you're Catholic?" I was like, "No, I just don't. I just like
That's
understand
how
other
it
people's
works.
religions, you know."
My favorite is I had to explain to somebody what a nor'easter was, and they thought it had something to do with Easter.
Interesting.
And
Huh.
if you don't know the answer to that, you're welcome.
Google.
Google.
But yeah, I want to thank everybody for listening. I want to thank you guys for being here. And with that, we
We
are
are
10 drink
minimum.
minimum.